which was part of this learning team. So I represent the NGO sector. He's from the farmer sector. He's Shimalis. He is representing one of the learning cluster. So he's representing the farmers.
I'd like to do every table. I give some small cards, and we write down 2-3 questions. Is that possible? Discuss them, and I wrote down some 2-3 questions that we can ask. Just ask it. Yeah. 2-3 questions. Another question on the lesson, and then some questions can also be we park them maybe on the 7th. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So we make one list for you. It's open for I can answer the question. Yeah? More cards? Okay.
Once you know
Okay.
what is you know, you have to follow your
More questions? Yeah. Ooh. How? A bit more on how do you select the chain, etc. I want to leave that to the facilitator. And let me kick off with some of the more methodology questions. The training provided to the group, was it for farmers to run a business or to link with the market? If you run a business, that was our approach. You link to a market because the market is making your business. So we always wanted to watch the market. That was the first step in the exercise. What does have a market? Of course, you're giving a lot of focus on the farmers, and sometimes it gets biased. So that's also a warning. Be careful. But having a nice business without a market is not a business. So, what is a pilot project? Yes and no. We already said it's over. It's done. It was just an exercise where we learned together. We didn't want to make it a program or a project, etc. But of course, we like things to be scaled up or taken over. And I will talk more clusters. Recommended cluster size, what is more, and I will talk to that also about the challenges. We recommend that maybe, if possible, more women and more private sector or government could be involved. But that's also the challenge to get them there. So make the cluster bigger, but with other actors. Sustainability, I will talk about that later on. Do you include the private sector? Yes, we hope to include the private sector because that's the market again, but it's very hard, especially in how do we create effective value chain research group, agricultural research, another actor that we felt was not involved enough. We tried, and there was some contact with research institutes, but now when we are at the systematization, we have some problems there. We admit it, but yes, there were contact with some of the research institutes, but it was on and off, not very constant. Did the project the issue of culture, and that's what I'm talking about, of the translation we had to do. And if I went coaching, I went with somebody from a farm who is also comes from a farmer background. He speaks Oromifa, he speaks Amharic. He did the main coaching, I did some like in between. And together we made a team. And that's how we tried to do the issues of culture. If there came an assignment from Holland, we adapted it, not 180, but quite some percent to the local culture. But it still was hard. Sometimes a workshop took very long because we had to translate it to Amharic and to Oromifa. So culture we tried, but still there's a lot to improve. It's always difficult if you're working international, national, and even within Ethiopia we worked almost all the regions. There was some participants, but then you also have culture, and then the culture of gender, etc.
He is talking in local language, right?
Rakkoo qabiinsa sanadootaa